Hello! Welcome to the stream. Today is Saturday, because I forget what days it is nowadays.
Days have no meaning anymore.
Days turned to weeks, weeks turned into months, yada yada yada. Welcome to the stream. Today is, again, Saturday. It means it is Ace Attorney, Bad Boy Stubbs here at the channel. My name's Rashi.
I'm Joyce.
We're just two assholes who play video games, two of 5 people who play video games on this channel. And today is our day. Yesterday was James, and the day before that was also James taking over for Ash. Says we like a plague tale. Go ahead and pick that up on the channel.
That's
Today,
a big fucking rat.
It's a big fucking rat.
Gotta say, I was much more interested in that game than I thought I would be.
It was Meekins!
It was Meekins!
Always Meekins. Today it's not Meekins because he's not in this particular episode. But today we get to go into this particular journey as a new defense attorney, Miles Edgeworth. You may know him as our arch nemesis, arch rival prosecutor. For some reason, he's decided to come back and help us out while Phoenix is in the hospital.
He flew across the country. He flew across the world to help. What's his face? Phoenix.
What's his Phoenix?
I'm sick.
Joyce
I'm still a little snooty, so.
So now you sound like this a lot. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Wow,
gonna sound a little bit nasally.
Uptime. Oh, we don't have that.
Oh, we don't have.
Right, I should put that in there.
I don't know how to do that.
I have to set it up manually. We've only started like 5 minutes ago. We only just started this intro a minute ago, so we're starting right now.
There you
8
go.
minutes. Thank you.
8 minutes.
8 minutes ago.
No, there you go.
Just people let me know what are like the most common commands that people use. I don't often go into other people's channel and check, so I'm usually like on the very tail end of the trends. So, because I'm an old man.
I'm an old man and I don't got time to watch other people's streams.
Yeah. So we've just entered the trial phase of this episode, the first trial. And we finished up episode 4 and the last trial, beginner's trial or something, right?
Huh?
For episode 4 and the beginner investigation for 5 in last episode.
Yes.
These last few parts will be broken down into investigation, trial, and there's going to be 4 segments.
Possibly, depending on how we go through them.
So
this trial is long because it wraps up all 3 games. Okay.
I'll go stick some in the Discord. Yes.
Oh, yes,
that'd
please.
be great.
Yes, please.
Perfect place to put them. But yeah, just a forewarning. We're probably going to break these up a little bit more differently. Usually we go investigation, trial, and then we wrap for an episode. We might end up not doing that because they're quite long. And if you haven't already gotten into the Ace Attorney, at least Ace Attorney series, you might get lost in the way. There is a little bit of
backstory.
What's it for?
Continuity?
Not continuity. It's when they talk about it, as in like they try to fit it into the story. I'm trying to remember. Yes. Husky, when he's like talking about, oh, look at all this great open space, and look at me providing all this
narration almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to remember the word for it.
I don't know.
Fix that for us.
I don't know. They'll talk about it.
They will talk about it, but not in depth. So
yeah.
I highly suggest you either go back and watch our streams of it, or you play it yourself, or you read the synopsis, so that you're not lost. Because we're gonna go through it relatively quickly. We'll try to.
Well, this isn't a university paper. You are allowed to use Wikipedia.
Yes, cheat the hell out of this. Fucking now I'm stuck on the word. What does it mean?
Just shut up and go.
Yeah. So yeah, onwards we will go if we don't crash. All right, cool. Sorry, the sound cut out.
You crash.
So we have like how many people do we have to go through here? 2, 3.
Yeah.
Two testimonies?
I don't know.
Because Joyce looked it up and now suddenly forgot.
Oh, right. What's her...
She's got a slight accent.
She's got a slight twang to it.
Yeah.
Oh my, Mr. Loris feels that way about me?
Apparently he isn't aware of your real secret at all. is no time to be embarrassed.
I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not. In any case, whatever it was that he saw on that night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him.
Does that mean Mr. Loris is the witness today?
No. I believe the nun will be the first to take the stand.
Sister Bikini!
She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Dunant, was it?
That's correct. It wasn't me.
Very well then.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes.
You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed...
Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements.
I see.
Iris. It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I'm a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once.
Mr. Edgeworth!
I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted.
Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. She's gone British.
Exposition, that's what it's called. Thank you. Brilliant! Exposition! There's gonna be some exposition.
Oh, God.
But not a lot of details. So
Alright.
figure that out. I'm sorry.
Alright.
A literary genius! Is Edgeworth on the... Oh, Edgeworth is on the wrong side of the court. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Edgeworth is on the wrong side.
No. This is defense side.
Is it? Oh, you're right. Yeah, he's on the defense side now. Oh, and we have the Canadian judge as well, of course. So, court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case.
Well, odd.
Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time.
It is Mr.
Mr.
Canadian.
Canadian, yeah. And an empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem that in this case is already over before it had a chance to begin.
You did make it in time. We only just began. Good job.
Yes,
Good job, Brendan. Whip, whip.
Yeah. We were like, who could possibly be taking over for the prosecution that wouldn't immediately rat out Edgeworth for being an actual prosecutor?
Yeah.
And we deduced it the last episode. And for those of you who are not into this channel, we will reveal, or we're not into this game yet. We will reveal right now, because Godot is missing, right? And we're not using Payne because Payne's an idiot. So
He's a little bitch.
he's a little punk bitch. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant... Objection! Joyce has not practiced her...
No, I have not.
Her German accents. This is going to be great.
The prosecution stands ready.
And you are?
Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy.
Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma?
Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma, that is all. Upon some special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case.
You did? Oh, then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth, and it's too early for Clavia.
Too early for Clavia.
Yes, Sorona. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before, or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you're imagining things, Your Honor. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say?
There's no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office.
There is it. I'm sure it was before this court. Ah!
I told you, there's no such weakling.
What was that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip. I have no objection to the whip. I definitely do most of the whipping in my couplings. You don't. The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee, but there's still only one truth, and that is what I stand here to prove today.
Oh, of course you have no problem with the whip.
Of course it does.
This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth.
So we're just gonna do a little bit of our own exposition here. Von Karma here is the daughter of Manfred von Karma, a very legendary prosecutor that we have faced before and then put in jail for the murder of Edgeworth's father. So after her defeat against Phoenix, she ended up leaving back to Germany to practice law, and now she's back. I guess her and Edgeworth have more of a sibling
They're
relationship.
adoptive siblings.
Yeah. So this is kind of and she has like a personal vendetta against him for not being the best, essentially. She's always been living in his shadow, so now this is her chance to like strike back, jail and worse.
Yes, that's true. He's probably executed.
Yeah,
It's
it's a murder trial, yeah. And he covered up a lot, so.
I had expected to face Phoenix right here today, but looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers.
Look at the most pompous people in the goddamn prosecutor's office squaring up.
I know.
I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add the things I'm not. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my courtroom. Grow!
The stage is set. Now continue with your proceedings, Your Honor.
Very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case, with as little whipping as possible.
The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Dunant. Oof, that's rough. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue.
The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well, the court accepts this photo of the crime scene.
There's no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime.
Very well, please bring this witness to the stand.
Look at grouchy Edgeworth.
And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. It's like, I'm not here for this shit.
I wonder if they
Jesus, she's so short, I forgot.
Witness, state your name and occupation, please. I wonder if they actually just flipped Edgeworth's sprite, or if they bothered to redraw it, because
some things would be misplaced. I don't know.
Yeah, because the way his shirt overlaps would be different, and then of course
I figure they
badges.
redrew it, considering he's gonna be in this case for a while. Hold on there. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care at all for this. Witness,
Brendan, tell us.
Please stand up, nice and straight.
Brendan, tell us, is Miles just flipped over, or is he redrawn?
If I recall correctly, a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain-plagued witness. That's because he faced off as a reference to a previous case with a child involved. For the Silver Samurai or Steel Samurai, yeah. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Even said please. It's cute.
Once again, your name and occupation, please.
Little old me, well... Oh, I can't remember her name now. I can't remember how she did it. I can't remember her voice.
It was also a little bit of a twang going on.
Little old me, well... I'm the head nun of the Hazakura Temple on the Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it, Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Wow!
The courtroom is a garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave the sanctuary at once.
You want me to leave? Oh, I don't need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
Oh God, I don't want to.
In any case, witness, I hear that you saw a crime take place the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe in myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could have done anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? Oh, Canadian judge. You're just as terrible as the
I love that you
world.
called it as a Canadian judge.
And then it
the
was
first thing, and it was.
It just seemed like he was a Canadian. What was I gonna say?
Just.
That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to the Hazakura temple. There's no bath in the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it. I saw it. So it's simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple. Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement that you just made.
There's only one problem I see with these testimonies that I can see. And you are not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth?
Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
Yes, right, Miles Edgeworth.
I love the fact that everyone here is a new player, more or less. The new judge.
Well, I mean, that's the point. Like, no one can call him out on it, is what it is.
Let's see here. Let's just push everything, considering we're not being punished every 10 seconds. What is this in a temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is the way we train. Is what we train our people to do, right? You'll be the one asking the questions, madam. Now, in order to do that, a place strong and spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? Oh, it's called quite exacting. Can't be performed without a nun supervising.
Like a tutor, watching to make sure a spoiled child studies.
A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, why did you return to Hazakura Temple, where the murder took place? Her back is backed up. Violently. That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months.
If no one is...
They...
Ooh, started translating Daigakuten Saiban too.
Oh, okay, well, makes sense, considering the HD remake for this turned out to be pretty good. So, we could probably expect in the future another HD port, I think.
That would be great.
That'd be super easy for me. I wouldn't have to worry about using
emulators and cracks
emulators
and all
stuff,
that.
Yeah, because it's super hard and it's really like a headache, especially because you have to emulate the top and bottom half.
I don't know if there's ever been any good DS emulator.
Just being alive is like strict training. The night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right, raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off. 4 to 6 for HD would be good. So I left Iris to help me. Temple, sure. You left Iris to help. With what? What do you think? The acolytes training the cars? It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes that don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night you met Iris at the inner temple, correct? Yeah, she's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. So that's a lie, because she wasn't there, right?
She wasn't at the inner temple.
There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, so I'm long enough soak. So you returned to the Hazakura temple in order to take a bath. My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world after all. How long were you in the bath? For, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know that's what's on your mind. How about your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? And this is why you have to watch the youngins. What are you going to... No!
Pathetic Miles Edgeworth.
The lowest of low, man. Is there some sort of kick-me sign stuck to the defense's bench? He's never been so badly addressed in his life as a prosecutor. But the defense is basically the whipping post for everybody.
It is.
Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post too long, you understand, so... It was after I'd finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. Yeah, what'd you see? The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take the winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard.
That's right. In other words, it was a pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place right before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case.
That certainly seems to be true. There is indeed only one problem to this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are.
It's the one about, left Iris to help the acolyte.
Iris's testimony says she rang the bell at 10 and was in her room until the murder was discovered.
Yeah.
And then...
So Iris says she was in her room until after the entire night.
Yeah, the entire night, not, but
she says
I left Iris the acolyte return to the temple, but
Yeah.
that's impossible because she says she was always in her room till 10.
Yeah.
So, no, like, that's not possible. Witnesses having to undergo their own trial. Witnesses having to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, don't worry, I'm more than up for the task. I'm willing to fight, after all. The head honcho of the Hazakura team. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of defendant Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No, she said that.
A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back.
But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of the Hazakura temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Wow!
All people lie. That is my belief.
Why am I the only one being whipped here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means you must call your memory into question. Dear, you're older than me, and you want to play that game, do you? Oh, well, that isn't exactly what My memory's perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Dan, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you'll need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. Yeah, please add your comments about Iris to the testimony. And then let's return to the cross-examination. All of the aboots.
Tell me about it.
Tell me about it.
But
That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in her temple, but as well as you can see in my act, Eris came to the... Oh, that's impossible though.
yeah, because she gave us
received before lights out bell to protect her spirits. Iris came to the inner
that's
temple.
not possible.
There's no bath in the inner temple. Iris came.
It's her headdress.
Because her headdress had been given to Phoenix that night. So that's a that's a lie. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing I have, you know.
Look at how
Wait a
her
minute.
face jiggles.
She jiggles, yeah.
I love it. Hold it right there. Why do you have that?
I got it from a chick. That's the question of the day now, isn't Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung.
What?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Well. Let's get the boxes.
She's got the boxes. This is great.
It's not a bad feeling at all exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he doesn't.
Fair.
Order in the court, witness. Ow!
Sister, this hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you?
Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. Oh, I see a stockpile. Surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that ours owned. That is quite strange. Wow!
If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow the seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness. But I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt. You must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on the way back to the inner temple.
Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit.
A little more stimulation.
Contradictory. Contradictory
Stimulation.
Contradictory stimulation. Stimulation.
Damn it, Edgeworth.
Oh, I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. Look, and Iris was, Mystic Elise. And with that sword of all things, we're adults.
Here. Help! I need an adult. Help! I am an adult.
Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out in the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. So pushed her out of the window, then stabbed her.
Well, I mean, it fits with the fall,
Maybe.
impact bruises.
You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. This is judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe.
I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth.
Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? Oh, just the sass. She finished bed at 11, and then I thought I should return to the temple.
Okay.
Which is weird, because lights out was at 10, right? How far is it from your room to the inner temple? Oh, let me think a moment. Let me think a moment. Just about 20 minutes on these steps of mine. It's just about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hasakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge.
Still, you never made it back that night, did you?
That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall. And I was walking back. I heard a noise from the courtyard and took a look in. Iris was this Mystic Elise, and with that sword of all things. This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant. But some doubt remains on these claims. Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't mean you got the right to. The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who you saw that night, as clearly as you can. Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me all this time. Please, don't keep us in suspense. Her hood!
Her hood?
That's right. It's coming back to me. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. And so this is a different Iris, yeah. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right?
You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth.
What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important?
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, it is important.
Probably.
This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I'd like these new statements to be added to the testimony.
Miles Edgeworth. If you want to hang yourself, you need only to ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip.
Witness, add that statement to your testimony. No problem.
No problem.
Now that you mention it, I didn't have her hood on.
Interesting.
Push it in there, yeah. You are sure about that? Yes, after all, we had always wears the same clothes. Oh, I don't mean because we're poor, you understand. It's our style. Yeah, that's it. There's absolutely no need to explain yourself. Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out.
Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip.
At least then it might bite you and not someone else. Iris didn't have her hood on, I'm sure of it. Very well. Now please tell us about the victim, eh?
About the victim.
Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room. The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor? No, Hazakura Temple is a single-star building, but the mountains itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back. There. It's about the height of a 2-story building. Okay. Oh, I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct? Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to the room after all. Stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed off the window. How does she know that? What makes you so sure of this? What makes you so sure of this all? It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump! Just like that.
You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height.
Rabble! I love the quote. Oh, it appears the witness was not mistaken then. Newt? Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hazakura Temple. There's only 2 of them working there.
What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback?
Doesn't feel like she's lying. This is a very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen the incident in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client, Iris, and my own ability as a defense attorney. Okay.
So, that last one about the being falling out of a room.
So, if that's the case, if we look at the
After
map,
she was pushed out of a window.
how did she get down so fast?
One is also either who pushed her or... so take a look at the autopsy report.
Yeah, cause of loss from the
Body fell 10 feet after death.
after death. So
But she's saying she was pushed out of a window and
before.
then killed.
Here.
So there's a contradiction right there.
So let's yeah, that's an obvious contradiction. So let's present the
Autopsy.
Objection! Bitches. Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. I don't know why she's so trans with winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Ms. Von Karma, would you be so kind to take another look at the autopsy report?
The autopsy report?
The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed.
Ah!
That's right. It says after death right here. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Little box. Little boxes.
I love the boxes.
Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree?
That is a logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And then she was thrown out of a window down into the courtyard below.
Were there any signs of the struggle in Miss Dunham's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a bloody stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Wah!
No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
Your whip just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, there was no blood in the courtroom. Ah!
I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I am sure your honor is well aware of when the stab wound produces the most blood.
When it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion.
Boxes, height 8 for all. Yeah. Boxes and stands. Reasonable heights for all. It's the new name of this game.
If you want to talk about when the most blood will be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking.
There wouldn't be much, but there would still be.
There should be some, right?
We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all the contradictions.
I love how she likes to fast track it. She's like, fast track, fast track.
Yeah.
Order, order, order. I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Miss Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. Oh, it seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all suppositions on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please, remain standing on the crate. Not gonna sell me short now. The weight of the winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood.
Sister, please, give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here.
With a whip? Oh boy. Alright.
Alright.
Alright. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mr. Gleese. I never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Miss Amy was stabbing Mr. Gleese at the back. Bikini wants Von Karma to step on her. Like,
Yeah.
step on me, daddy. What? What? Nothing. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory.
Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth.
Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that.
Squint.
The sword was already in place. Didn't actually see her stab Mr. Gleese.
Interesting.
Think carefully. This is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mr. Gleese's body. It may not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory.
The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth.
I've never seen so much blood before.
Press it.
So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of it had splattered onto Iris too.
When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner.
What? Her clothes were found blood-flecked as well? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further.
Well,
press
yes.
that shit. That's new evidence. I didn't get this evidence. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman getting stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Pulling the sword out. Well, it wasn't exactly pulling, it was more like it came out.
Huh.
Witness, you'll add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt. It was smooth and drawn out.
Smoothly drawn out.
That's
not possible
with this knife because
To
it's got like a bajillion.
to the hilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was smooth. It couldn't have been smooth.
Yeah.
Not with the Shito.
That ain't possible.
Those are two different things, Bikini. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you.
What contradiction are you talking about?
The scene that the witness claims to have seen. The weapon was thrust up to the hilt onto the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain your... Wow!
Explain yourself!
To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how you look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
It doesn't appear. What meaningless dribble! I too may appear to be weak and frail. But I can crush men under my heel and make them weep should I so choose. Please step on me for karma.
The objection stands! I wept a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If the sword was truly stabbed in the body up to the hilt, well, just look at the branches on it. It certainly would not have come out smoothly. We also have a problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it is an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. It's true. The whole point of a serrated edge is that it bleeds.
That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with a shichishito. Even the weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more? This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword.
No!
Wow! I missed
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one. If any. If that.
But what does it all mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there could only be one answer.
And that is?
The weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shichishito. What?
A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool!
Let's examine this again. What is it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? Well, it was because Mystic Mind was holding it.
Amy.
Mystic Amy was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that Shichishito was the murder weapon. Clearly Mystic I am.
Yes.
Wow!
So maybe the Shichishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that was the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
Oh, that's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found.
That's...
Answer the question, Miss Von Karma.
No evidence of that was found.
So the real murder weapon is missing. Another mystery to throw into the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Indeed.
Excuse me, can I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there.
Yeah?
What exactly are you going to boot here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe, I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. You what? Oh, that's a 3 lashings.
I know, right? Well then, I think we need to hear the testimony from you one more time, sister.
Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen?
No murder weapon feels like an OJ trial.
Yes, the OJ trial of the century here. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used.
Yeah.
It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Okay, so she took off and threw it off a bridge.
That's what she's conjecturing.
Yeah. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape up with my back and my age, you know.
Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph.
Oh, thanks. That's very...
Take a look at this photograph.
Every time I look, it makes me laugh. A snowmobile, eh? Oh, I see. Well, it's certainly an interesting theory.
The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge.
Nice.
Nice. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. He says please. I love it.
Let's take a look at the photograph.
Every time I look, it does make me laugh.
So there's a set of footprints and then one set of tracks going in.
Yeah. It's the tracks going out, right? And then only tracks going up too. So there's no tracks going back. So you would see 2 sets, right?
You should.
But there's only one set. One set going out and another set coming in. And then a set of snowmobile tracks coming in. So
yeah, there's a set of footprints and then one set of snowmobile tracks parking in front of Hazakura Temple.
And you can see it overwrites the footprints, right? So that means that this came after this.
One would think, although I will give some leeway to artistic errors there. I mean,
so at 11, after I went to report it, so that I'm thinking that when being asked to have it reported, I went out to the main gate, and then she saw tracks. So the first set of tracks, the footprints, would be Phoenix running to Dusky Bridge to make the phone call.
possibly.
And she saw snowmobile tracks. It takes 15 minutes to walk. Maybe they threw the weapon in her back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile, but So this is the wrong one. They threw the weapon into the river and came back while I was knocked out. Did she say how long she was knocked out for?
15 minutes?
15-ish
Sorry.
minutes?
She doesn't say how long she was knocked out for. But she says it takes 5 minutes.
Yeah. Loss of blood, stabbed in the back. Rang lights out at 10. What do the weather report say? Snow 7 to approximately 10:50 p.m. Lightning at 10 to approximately 11. Lightning had struck the bridge at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out.
Very fast.
Yeah, well, obviously it's an old bridge. I'd be surprised.
But yeah, I think there's only one set of, only one set of tracks.
Yeah, something about the footprints doesn't add up. So this one then present the tracks? We're on the right path. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder.
You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth.
However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this were the case, then naturally there should be 2 sets of tracks in the snow. From those heading out to the bridge, and from those coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're right!
You are forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction, now doesn't it?
I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth?
Is there a flaw in her theory?
Yes!
The idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks. There's a contradiction. The tracks of the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, it is impossible.
Would you care to explain? Why there's a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction?
No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge in order to dispose of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow, or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by the snow. And that's the weather report. So we go to the weather report. Oops, that's an autopsy report. So the weather data says at 10:50, 7 to 10:50. But she had witnessed the murder and everything at 11. So the snow had already stopped for the past 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Present.
Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Well, like I said, it was around 11. Of course. This means that the weapon was thrown away after that time. Correct. On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weapon report. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain. For Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report. Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50.
10:50.
10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up.
Ah!
Boxes. I just can't help it. Order! Very well then. Looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Ah!
It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this then. When is the weather report even correct?
Oh, no, you got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this is actual data. Ah!
Forecast data? All weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m.
It's true, we can't be so totally sure, eh? What? How did you pull that off? It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony.
Huh. You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where's your evidence that it already stopped snowing when the victim was killed?
Let's take a couple look at pictures going.
So the pictures that we have here is the photo of Elise.
Check it.
Sorry, the crime photo. There's no snow here.
Yeah.
So obviously but you can see the snow laid out against the. You can see the snow laid out against the rocks.
And everyone else.
Everything else, but there's nothing on her, which means it's probably stopped. Technically speaking,
that's not gonna show
that's
you
not gonna do anything. I would have argued that, like, well, he had run out. Why wasn't his footprints not covered, right? But that doesn't explain the discrepancies that there were. So the crime photos are best bet. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point, that being whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed.
That's right, but proving that is
incredibly easy.
What?
If we want to know whether or not it was snowing, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception.
And that is?
The victim herself, Miss Elise Dunant. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be 2 sets of tracks. Order, order! Just what are you? Go!
Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth?
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing.
Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow.
Then when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. So the snowmobile was gone during the snowfall, which breaks up its availability in the timeline that they have implied. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There's only one key for the snowmobile.
Furthermore, on the night of the question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room, not after the murder.
Which could only mean on that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance.
Interesting.
The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge, so she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. Okay. That sounds right. But what's odd is when I left Iris and returned to the temple,
I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. And then there would be me who would have driven the snowmobile directly into the river. Well, obviously, I don't know how to use a snowmobile. I assume it's rev the engine, go forward. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. So when she came back at 10, it was still there, right? But that's impossible.
I'm gonna drown myself and the snowmobile in the process.
Order this court. What does it all mean? So then, what was the snowmobile used for?
Interesting.
It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't have possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there would have been 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I'm guessing Butts happened, probably. It would explain why they didn't see it either. He had taken it to Heavenly, whatever. The
Heavenly Halls, waiting for Iris.
Yeah. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from these witnesses. Yeah, but I got nothing more to add. I told you everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness, who could testify to having seen a snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out? Was there no one out walking, perhaps, near Dusky Bridge on that night? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something real important to do.
An idiot, eh?
That's a shame.
Hold on.
Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have been gone wandering out of the Sabbatic night.
There are no witnesses, but they're all idiots.
Your Honor, actually there just might be one individual who may be of some help to us.
There just might be one idiot. I mean, individual.
Claude. Really?
You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder.
I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are 2 things about him that do come to mind, which are, first, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder.
And the second being?
This individual that I'm thinking of went wandering outside in the cold that night. In other words, he's our kind of idiot. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
Ah, yes.
It was Meekins! No, I'm joking.
Oh, it's Meekins! It was Phoenix!
No, it was Dick Gumshoe! No, just kidding. Gumshoe's... Who of all these people, who's an idiot? Dick Gumshoe, maybe Maya, not Pearl, because she's
too
cute.
earnest. She's too cute.
Godo, Bikini, definitely not her.
Maybe.
Elise, because she's a lauded book author. You're an idiot. Like, are you trying to? Like, really? You do this just to insult me? No. It was fucking.
It was
Larry the Red-Nosed
Loris
Idiot.
Loris
Dunham, yeah.
Larry Butts.
Larry Butts. I do not know this Butts you're speaking of.
It was Larry the Red-Nosed Idiot.
This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc de la Duc's guide to obnoxious for his paintings. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Elise Dunham. Her student? Interesting. Now, why was he wandering a boot outside the night of the murder? I love the boots. That's I could tell him all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness even before I call him. Look, I'm just gonna not. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason.
And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw?
I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth immediately as a witness. Immediately. I don't know. I'm making him sound a bit more like, Barney, or not? The what's it called? Not Barney. Is it Barney?
No.
I love you.
Barney.
Yeah. You love me.
This is Canadian poetry. I have no choice, do I?
I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon. It will not take long to summon him. Very well. Very. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you.
I will squeeze it out of
I
you.
will
It's a
squeeze
must.
it out of you. Whip it out of you. This court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to the preparations of the next witness.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well then, court is now in recess.
Oh, okay. Actually, we're
We
not...
get breaks.
Yeah.
So this is a two-parter trial.
We might still get some investigation going tonight.
Investigations, maybe.
Investigators?
Brrr.
Investigations. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
All right. I'll help you any way I can.
First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? That last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazkur Temple.
Very well. The second thing then. That night the temple snowmobile was used in between the time of Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's pretty heavy.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of psycho locks. Iris.
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet?
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Her?
The safety of the acolyte.
The acolyte? She must be talking about Maya. Is she talking about Maya? Yeah. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Dunham?
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life.
As I thought, no psycho locks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough.
No psycho locks.
No psychotic locks. No
Fair.
psychotic rim jobs. I don't know. Like,
What?
I don't know. Just something weird. Don't judge me. Court will now reconvene. Meet Von Karma. Where is the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior on the gallery.
Of course. Suspicious behavior.
He was sketching something very intensely.
Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I can only presume that his intention was to capture you. Ah!
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse of an artist to the court. Loris Dunham, I hope you're ready. Get in here.
It would seem that whip was going to see plenty more use today. Oh, look at this asshole. Ow!
Your sketch is in contempt of this court.
Hey, I was just artistically rendering. Ow!
You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct?
Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use a technical color for the technical term for the color, viridian.
It's red.
Larry,
Obnoxious piece of
this
shit.
isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work, I hope. That's it, thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. Oh, good lord. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red! Or, to use the technical term, crimson lackey.
Blood orange.
Ow! Oh, ow!
Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man.
Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross whipping is bad as cross checking. Witness, what was all that? That was all your fault. Testify now. This is too much for me.
Oh no. Blood orange. It's red, you pretentious little
Crimson lackey. Crimson Lake?
Viridian.
Viridian.
It's green.
I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked into the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I, Edgy?
Why'd you stutter, bitch?
Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during the testimony. I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? That's why, and why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else?
Actually, that's true.
Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have, I defaulted to the,
A regular judge?
Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Oh, poor bastard.
Oh.
Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination with no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time.
My butt.
My back. My so he was at the 9, looking at the 9. He walked to the bridge a number of times, but he didn't see a snowmobile.
Snowmobile. Why did you stutter?
Larry, you really didn't see it. Hey, don't need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile? If you truly have nothing to hide, why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? Shut up! What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. Seems that I'll need to start from the more obvious. Seems that I'll need to start from the more obvious contradiction.
All right.
I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans.
All right.
I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either, which is a lie, because he should have seen Phoenix. Yeah.
Should have seen Phoenix.
You didn't meet anyone. That's right, because I've got nothing to do with this, and I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, okay? Come on, I expect to see those Crimson Lackey faces now.
Oh my god.
It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. It seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep moving along.
Well, that was the last one, so.
Blah blah blah.
But I didn't see anybody. Next one?
I'm just checking profiles really quick to see if Phoenix has it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fell from Dusky Bridge. He's currently hospitalized. He should have seen that.
Yeah.
Didn't see a snowmobile.
Didn't see anyone
at the bridge. So
at
that's
the bridge.
wrong. Because he should have.
He was the one
He was the one who called for help to get Phoenix out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
So he's lying through his fucking teeth. Larry Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry. But, having realized just now how much of a nuisance you've been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. You're totally pinning this on me. Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed to the public phone by the bridge. There he happened to cross a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts. That's right, me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents.
Oh no.
That reality will not change.
Oh
But
no.
what do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you. Edgy, I think I finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well.
Oh my god. This
Oh,
guy.
that's again, dear witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? On the night of the murder. Murder? On the night of the murder. Part 2. I went to the shack at 9. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me, so that's true, yeah. With the chips and the garbage.
And his comic books.
I looked at the window and the dusky bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. Cool.
Alright.
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happens to the bridge after it caught on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burnt out, like almost gone. I mean, trying to cross the bridge burning remains was what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say?
Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. Oh, no worries. He just fell off a bridge. No big deal.
I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination.
Oh, it's alright. He fell off a bridge.
Hey, he fell off a bridge and caught a cold. No big deal. Went to the shack. Cool, that's fine. Lying on my bedding when a flash blinded me.
May as well press that. Just
Yeah. This light was, of course, lightning! Like kapow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom! Ow!
like, oh, a little like that.
That's more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see a lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled from the flash of lights, so I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? I was burning up as well from the fire in my heart.
And that's why you want to take a look at the bridge.
Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind. I'm not sure I care for your forget it attitude you had at first, witness. There was still some thunder, wait a minute, check it out.
Alright.
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was it? The lightning fell, and then the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes. I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out.
Suddenly thought. How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge?
Hold on. Well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk. And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make at school during camping trips can compare. Well, should I press him on this for some more info?
Yeah, why didn't you call anyone? The phone was right there.
Yeah. Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with that serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that.
You thought of it.
Sure then, let's hear why you didn't. Huh? Yeah, okay, my reason, it isn't like I didn't try to tell anyone, okay? I just didn't have the time.
Didn't have the time. And then Nick arrived.
You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright. Yeah! Well, I thought I'd better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway. What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease.
It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. More or less. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry isn't telling us the whole truth. Okay.
Okay, something about those last couple of statements.
So, we'll check it out. I arrived at the bridge. I wonder if we can get the other half of that right away. How does it look like? Larry, you idiot. You make it sound like you shoved Nick overboard. God knows he might have. Yeah, why did you go to the bridge? So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge. Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so? Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold. I didn't really want to go out there. If that's the case, why did you change your mind? I would like to hear your reasoning. It's true. In which case, please give testimony to that effect, witness. My reasoning? Okay. Reasoning, is it? I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning. Oh, so it changes the tail end of his testimony.
Oh. You should have the one
With Phoenix?
with Phoenix. Yeah, you should have the one
So you
about
decided
Phoenix.
to go and see what was happening. That's right! We're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven.
Oh, that's different.
That's not something you see every day. A real spectacular. Like a really special? Can we really trust a witness who is unable to pronounce spectacle?
Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt. Well, my motto is hit life back as hard as I can. Ah!
I'll give you a few hits too if you like with my whip.
Okay, so let's reset.
Yeah, we need.
So we can get a time space.
We need him to tell us about running into Nick.
We'll speed through this. Nothing different. Why didn't call
Why didn't
anybody?
you call
Because
anyone?
Nick was
Because
there.
Nick was there.
Then fell into a fucking river.
Did you push Nick into the river?
Alright.
Okay, so this is the important thing. It's a bit of a. You need to take a look at the weather report and how it lines up with when he said things happened. It's a timeline thing.
So we go into that's a note from Iris. This is the weather report here. So at 10:50, snow was falling, and at approximately 10 to 11, lightning 10 to 11 p.m. Like a lightning struck at 10:45, and around 30 minutes have passed between the fire starting and going out. So
there was lightning between 10 and 11 p.m.
Yeah.
But we know that at 10:45 precisely, there was a strike on the Dusky Bridge.
Yeah. And then 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and then going out.
Yeah. So lightning strikes the bridge at 10:45. He says it takes 5 minutes to run up to the bridge, which makes it 10:50.
Yeah.
But Elise's murder was discovered at 11. But he said Nick was there. So if the quickest he was at the bridge before the murder even took place.
Yeah.
That's the logic.
So if we go here, so where do we have to push that?
You don't the weather report on that last. I met Nick there.
A minute later. So if we look through the thing here, why flash blind? So at 10:30, he was at a shack, and a strike happened. 10:30, and then about 5 minutes later, which is what he saw described. 15 minutes, he said.
So he saw the first flash at
10:30.
10:30.
Got his ass up, and then moved over to the bridge, which takes about 5 minutes, right? So that's 10:35.
Sure.
And then, trying to figure it out. What?
So, went back to the shack at around 9. So he was at the shack at 10:30, lying in the bed.
Lying in his bed.
Yeah, the first flash happened at around 10:45.
Yeah, and blinded.
And and that's what set the bridge on fire.
Yeah.
So it's 10:45 right now.
Yeah.
Takes 5 minutes for him to run to the bridge.
Yeah.
So that makes it 10:50.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Arrived at the bridge and Nick was there. So he says that at 10:50, Nick was already there.
Yeah. But then the autopsy report shows that at around 10. No, that fits the murder timeline. 10 to 11 p.m.
She was discovered at 11.
No, time of death?
Time of death might have been earlier.
Yeah.
But she was discovered
Oh, yeah, past 11.
At 11.
Yeah. So
And
why was
then
Nick there
Bikini
before?
yelled at Phoenix to go and run to the bridge. And it takes like 15 minutes to run to the bridge.
Right. So there's a weird timeline.
So there's a huge time discrepancy.
Peach butt. Your very existence being a contradiction, I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory.
This would have in the
here
old
is
days.
time.
In the old days, this would have been the point where you saved during
It scummed everything.
Yeah, and just evidence scummed everything. It was awful. Like
I've never been the best timekeeper, you know? 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those! This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first. But more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to the Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there around 11 p.m. That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. So he had already called? No, he was making the call, then rushed over the bridge, and then fell in the water. Okay. I keep forgetting that he didn't come back. Shaking of the head. That is impossible.
what do you mean?
11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at the Dusky Bridge at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me? I have an objection?
Yeah.
You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry. I'm Laurice
It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that.
Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. But there is still no way that Wright could have been at the Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m.
And why not?
It's clearly written here on the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until the flames had died down. Right.
That's right. That's why he thought it was like, fuck it, risk it.
Yeah, fucking go. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and tell us what you saw, and tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during those missing 15 minutes? So he lied about how fast Nick got there. So he stood there watching the thing burn and was doing something in the middle of that, and then Nick showed up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback.
Gross.
Oh, gross. I guess I was still sleeping.
Gross.
Order! Oh!
So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem.
Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there's the phone right next to it. Why then did you not report an accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty.
That is what it sounds like.
Ah, but this is Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid.
Thanks for
Which
the vote of
means that there
confidence.
has to be a reason for his inaction.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Edgy. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really say this time. Ah!
Then say it.
He's just trying to be like really like. Very well. I have a terrible feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now then, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? Damn, missing 15 minutes. Like that's what he was doing. He's a psychopath. He just likes fire. What you can say? I'm a dunam. I'm an artiste. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe I was feeling, I transferred it out onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone down and he came running up.
What a load of bullshit.
I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right! I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw a perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. What would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering our source.
I know, right?
So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. You'll regret this, Edgy! Oh wow, Jesus, tough
Wow.
words, man. I am going to fucking break...
Them fighting words.
Yeah, I'm going to break you. I'm going to break you hard.
Slowly.
He's an artist.
What are you doing? Sketching?
Sketching.
Fucking press him like
What?
Press him like
Sketching?
orange juice.
A burning bridge? The burning bridge had everything that came with it. What? Came with it? You want to hear it from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. The sketch of mine is... Ow!
Enough.
You leave me out of this, butts. Edgy, leave me out of this.
Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may change. I can't say the... How does a British person say the world? The entire
You
world.
still have a world.
It's a very soft R. World,
Yeah.
world may be changed by what is depicted there. Oops, did I say no? Damn it.
Ah, damn it. No. World.
This courtroom has yet to meet earthquake standard. I think this would be to pass, in which case let us turn it to other leads. Okay, no.
Yeah, you do want to see that photo.
No, I don't, Joyce. I do not.
Press it out
I
of
do
him.
not!
Squeeze it out of him like a grape.
Hasu Elf. Hi, Colin.
Hasu Elflu. Hello, Hasu Elflu.
That's Colin from work.
Oh.
Hi, Colin.
Hi, Colin. Oh, hi there.
Oh!
Enough. Show me the artwork.
And he denies making the sketch because he doesn't want to show it.
I was sketching, but I totally didn't. I don't have a sketch.
He was sketching with Meekins. No, look at the sketch.
Look at the sketch.
Larry, I wonder if you would show us your sketch, please. Oh, he said please.
Please.
Oh Jesus! It's a Canadian judge is brushing off on him.
I know, you got a desk. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Look at this. Bam.
Slap me in my juice.
Where's your juice?
Yeah. I got my branded bottle here too. And you can buy it for the low, low price of
Absolutely
$99.99. Just joking. This was actually a Christmas present from one of my of our watchers here. So, you want a bottle too? You can let me know, and we'll make a batch or something. I don't know. Very thoughtful. Yes, I know. He showed it to me. I looked at him. I'm like, really? It's like, now you're a real streamer. You got your own branded stuff. I'm like, I hate you. It's 5 small payments up to $39.99.99. Hello, M. Shally in the chat. Hello. Say hello to the people in the chat. They're cute. They're cool. They won't bite hard unless you ask. It's all safe. Was it
Safe, sane, and consensual.
safe, sane, and consensual in here? Well. Even I couldn't have imagined it turned out this way. Imagined what? That Laurice Denam's debut would take place here today, like this. Ow!
Show it now.
It's my beautiful masterpiece. I call it La Penis Grande. Okay, but steel yourself. This is the world of Laurice Denam.
Huh.
There's a giant flaming woman above it. Everyone's like, what the fuck? So this is Dusty Bridge, correct? It's literally a two-dimensional, like a very flat
You know what?
pencil drawing.
You know what? Good on him though. Good use of colors.
I love the even flame lines. It feels like it feels like someone drawing Trogdor using consecutive V's. Consecutive.
Yeah, you know that's not that bad. That's pretty good.
So this is Dusty Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did.
Not bad for a child.
Yeah, I'm sure you
answer.
did. I'm sure. They're all like, yes, I'm sure you did. Really well, buddy. You want a popsicle?
Ooh, popsicle.
A lollipop, maybe? Everyone's just like, do it. Ooh. This is going to get ugly.
What did Jake click?
Did you do my pitch? Is that it?
What? Was it the show it? I want whatever he's on. Fair.
Yeah, he's fucking trippy as fuck. I'm just watching the clip really quick. Yeah. Oh lord. All right, moving on. Hi. Oh, hey, Jana. Hi. How are ya? We're in the middle of the Phoenix Wright trial. We've had this wonderful pencil sketch revealed to us that reveals a flaming woman flying across a flaming bridge. You would think that this was made by an 8-year-old. It's made by a 30-year-old man. So. I wish I had the confidence Laurice Denam. Yeah. No, you don't. That's not confidence, it's delusion. You
know
don't
what?
want that.
Whatever it takes.
Confidence or delusion? I'd say it's delusion.
I can and I will. Yeah, we're cute.
I like to think I am classy, but I am not. No one else has the courage to bring it up, it seems. It looks like he drew it with crayons. He probably did.
Yeah.
That's all he can afford. So, this mysterious flying object. Larry. What? What? The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure? Oh, you spotted that! I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course! Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know? What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? He's just like, Larry, please answer this question quite honestly.
How many layers of delusion are you going through right now?
Okay. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen a silhouette of the defendant? flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames. Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. Oh,
You!
the girl, she's really high up in this picture.
Are you high?
Are you fucking? Yeah, are you high? What's basically? Are you fucking high? Oh, what was that for?
This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people could fly.
Have a good night.
Okay.
Thank you for coming by, Jana.
Thank you for taking a break from your Overwatch, and we will see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
Love you, bye.
Actually, there is some precedence for this.
She was flying pretty high. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. This is to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not?
Hard to call my friend. Accessory to foolishness. Miles Edgeworth.
Let us get back to the cross-examination. By force, if necessary.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what do you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me. It's just so... Oh.
Alright. So,
Hurry up and cross-examine him.
So, the debut piece.
Yes.
You... Hold on. There's...
No, he's not looking at this right.
He's not looking at this right.
It's upside down.
Yeah.
I just realized it because the suspension cords
Yes.
are coming in.
Yes.
This is wrong.
Yes.
It's swinging under the bridge.
Yes.
Uh...
But, also, look at what he's saying.
She has her white hood fluttering, but she
Iris
didn't
was
have her hood. So if we... I'll just press that just to make sure we got everything first. Just where did you see this site from? Hey, no need to shout. So yeah, he was upside down.
Looking
when he
upside
saw it.
down.
When I was lying in bed in that rundown shack, the crack of the lightning bolt made me realize that the bridge was burning. I just watched it there for a while, thinking how nicely it was burning. Then after about 5 minutes, I saw it.
The defendant flying.
That's right. That's when I decided to go to the bridge. So he made the sketch first and then went to the bridge. Is that what happened?
Perhaps.
Oh, I see. That all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself. Yes, the sketch doesn't make any sense. I just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous. The shock and I was feeling and transferred on. So this is wrong.
Yeah.
Mostly because she didn't have the hood at the time.
Iris didn't have it at the time, so it's someone else.
Someone else's body was blown across, yeah. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
Thanks.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 that it's the truth. If that is truly the case, then there's one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? That this person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Ow!
A foolhardy folly for a foolish statement by an equally foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim?
Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood. The individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was! That run-down shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris. The Iris is my darling hood.
Yeah.
Ow!
It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one in the defendant's bench.
Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took a flight? Wright who took flight.
They're flying.
What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood?
What?
What? Edgy! What's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick? You dog! That's what he gleaned from this. I do believe this unbelievable. This unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited, and discarded straight to the garbage.
What is it now, witness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What's the meaning of your outburst, witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Oh, do you
Definitive.
now? Evidence?
Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Maurice Dunant, shall prove it!
Will you now?
Who's this asshole? I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again.
Who is this asshole? Well, apparently you're
Tell
an
us anything
asshole.
you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain.
What I saw may shock and discredit you.
Maybe even, yeah, may shock you, discredit you. But I'm not wearing a tie at all. You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time, trust me. He's like trying to be like super like edgy, and then Edgeworth's just like, can we just fucking get on with this, please?
I love how frustrated Edgeworth gets in the defense.
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone, so I was worried. I frantically searched all over for her, and that led me to finding this beautiful crystal sphere half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't
yeah,
Iris.
yeah,
It was.
no.
It must have been the corpse of. It's probably the corpse of Edis.
Her staff is missing the
The ball.
Yeah.
The orb. A crystal sphere. This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. I'm surprised he didn't realize that it belonged to his teacher, his tutor.
Yeah. That sphere. Where did you find it?
Let me see. Around here somewhere? Looks about right. And it was half buried in the snow. It had pretty much stopped snowing by then, but there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The court accepts this crystal sphere. It's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards. There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood. What? Blood? Oh shit.
Has blood on it.
You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Don't you want to be called Maurice Dunant only a few minutes ago? Proof that Iris flew.
Fle.
Iris flew. Hello, people in the chat. Hello, Yi Burik. Welcome to the stream, my friends. Hello to the chat. It's all safe, sane, and consensual here. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. Fair. When I was so worried, I reached for over her. Let me do the file crystal. Let's do that.
Push it.
Push it. Half buried. It was sitting in the snow with a little gathered on top of it. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out too. Oh, I'm impressed. You did well to find it. No matter what you may think when you look at me, I'm a pro, a genius security guard. I used a pen light I borrowed from my company to help me search. And it sparkled really brightly, as if it was saying, "Here I am" to me.
Of course.
It does indeed look very much like the crystal sphere on Iris's hood. But need I remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night? She was wearing a spare hood.
Nah, Larry, you just stupid.
Each nun is assigned her own hood, and there are assigned only one. I don't know anything about that, okay? And Iris is special, alright, dude? Even if she did steal a spare hood, I'll forgive her.
Oh, I bet you would.
This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems. However, this crystal sphere was found near the bridge. That is a fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from? There we go.
Yes.
That is the question I aim to answer. So we know where it comes from, actually. After all, no one else could have lost a spare crystal that night. That we could probably...
We can
We could probably just be like, yeah, we can, the victim staff. because there used to be a crystal sphere on it. Larry, that night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot? Oh, good lord, Larry.
No.
Miss Elise Dunant, the mentor to a stupid idiot.
The victim?
I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere. Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back! Ow!
A crystal sphere like that is quite easy. A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch.
They look nothing alike! In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff, found around the scene of the crime. Oh, the crystal sphere! It's gone! What? Wait. He's a duck. Just what is the meaning of this? If anyone jumped or flew across that bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, this crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and the one and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Dunant?
A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a script, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected.
You can't do that. I saw it with my own eyes.
And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring.
You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll recognize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunant was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Miss Francisca von Karma, the only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe it has nothing to do with the case? It's true, it is found quite a ways away.
That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There's blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off set. Which is exactly the same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch.
What?
Are you pinning it on Bud?
You mean I'm the killer? No way!
All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe that this is related to the case.
She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Dunant left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Yeah, he is a monumental waste of time.
It doesn't matter what happens.
Prepare yourself from some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth.
Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Can I? Can I take a look at my court record, maybe?
You should be able to.
We should be able to.
Yeah.
So we know from what's his face? We know from Butts that he found it after, like during the snowfall, and he said he found it with snow on top. It's laced with blood.
And covered in snow.
And covered in snow, right? Yeah, half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge on the night of the crime.
Which is strange because Elise was discovered after the snow had stopped.
Yeah. So why
How is this covered in snow, but she is not?
Yeah.
If the murder took place first,
Yeah.
and then this got thrown,
Yeah.
how is she? Yeah, how is this covered in snow and she is not?
Yeah. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. Yeah, Phoenix. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this.
What's that South Park song? What would Brian
O'Toole will do? I don't know.
Yeah.
Your Honor, allow me to prove
What
something.
would Phoenix Wright do?
I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You'll do what now?
That look in your eyes.
Boitano, yeah.
You will remind me of Phoenix Wright when he was cornered.
That should come as no surprise, because right now I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. The ball itself.
Maybe the snowfall
Maybe the snowfall
report?
Let me double check. Yeah, approximately 7 to 10:50 p.m. So within that range, the ball was dropped, right? And then the murder was found at 11. So if the ball wasn't covered in snow, then that would be a safe bet to indicate that it had been dropped at the same time, but it wasn't. So that means that the time of murder is not at the time it was witnessed, but in fact prior to that. So I'm gonna say, and then he said he saw it. He said lightning struck the bridge at 10:45, right? So at 10:45,
it was still snowing.
at 10:45 the lightning had struck and started a fire. So during 10:45 and 10:50, that shit happened, right? And then at 11 the murder was observed.
The body was found.
Yeah, no, the murder was observed from
by Bikini.
So 11:55, 11 o'clock, right? So I'm gonna go with my gut and say that the ball itself pretty much tells us. Yeah, this crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it. And that's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What is that? The crystal sphere was dropped. When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was so ever so slightly.
Snowing.
On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the crime. The scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Oh! Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder.
What? What?
Order! On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge, and there something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What could that have been? This sphere, there's some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of the Dusky Bridge. Fair.
The murder didn't take place in Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is the fool, and which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma?
Have you been paying attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura courtyard. Good day. Good day, mate.
That's not exactly true now, is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. Right.
That's the same thing!
No, it isn't. You said it yourself.
Very little blood is actually lost. At the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed. Thus, there was no bleeding.
You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. At least Dunam's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried that body all the way?
No, we did not. I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible.
It was a snowmobile.
The snowmobile, yeah. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. Where is it? Tracks photo. Yep. Take that! On that snowy night, there is one way that body could have been moved. The snowmobile.
Ah!
As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could have also been used to carry a body. Order! Ah!
This is completely unacceptable! Miles Edgeworth, you've dug yourself into your own grave.
What do you mean?
The only one who could have used the mobile was the defendant. She is the one who moves the body. Doesn't that put a fire nail in your coffin?
You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Where was the victim Elise Dunham really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean?
Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never have seen the truth, let alone describe it.
This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity.
Oof!
However, he would not ever utter a lie that would hurt a girl with whom he was enamored. He do this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy! Thank you!
The most unbelievable part.
The fact that they let a hysterical woman into the courtroom with a whip.
Yep.
Hysterical? I would say hysterical. But any like whips, coffee,
No,
yeah.
16 coffee is fine.
17 cups worth of coffee?
Yeah, alright, fine.
Well, Karma's like, stop bringing up that hideous cartoon drawing, please. She only gets distressed because we're poking holes in her perfect defense. Oh, that settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. She's just like her father, though. She's got that. Pour yourself a fresh cup of coffee just to sip it and spit it out. Yeah. Well, it's a different blend every time, if I remember correctly, right? Or no, he has different blends.
He has several hundred different blends. He picks whatever he likes for his 17 cups.
Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me, I'm not into incest.
Well, but technically we're not Relax, we're just step-brothers. We're just siblings. I love that beaver. Okay.
No.
Quick aside. Have you seen the Beaverton recently? They put a post that says, what was it? It says porn. Poll suggests that most porn stars are not actually step siblings, and then someone took that article as like a joke article, and then memed it to be like most. What do you? Most is in plural. Fucking love that. It's hilarious. There was one reason, and only one alone, for me being here: to expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to right. Really? What's up? That's that's what this is all about? You could have just told me out from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had
Franny whip me.
Franny whip me.
Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you are here to do. This is my chance to finally grind you onto my heel.
A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shame, Francie!
This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You're a terrible witness.
You're an affront to everything. Ow!
You're an affront to everything. I demand satisfaction.
Choke me, mommy.
Step on me, please.
Step on me, mommy. I cannot believe that this witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? The next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on a thorough investigation by the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned.
She lost. No back massage for bikini.
I demand satisfaction. Fancy now. Lower. Lower. No.
Alright, so there's investigations part 1, investigations part 2.
Okay, we'll do what's part 1? Because I think we have time for investigations part 1, and then we'll do investigations into trial back.
Oh, you're gonna go visit Phoenix.
Oh,
You're gonna start off by visiting Phoenix.
We're gonna visit Phoenix. We're going on a trip.
We're going to the hospital.
To make sure he has a split.
Hottie Clinic.
No, Hottie Clinic. I'm still up at this hour reading through the trial record of a certain case. It's the first case of my mentor, Mia Fey, had ever handled in a court of law. The horrifying truth that I have to accept is holding me hostage here within its pages. Dahlia Hawthorne. What I've read, I don't want to believe. What is written here, this isn't the Dahlia I knew. After falling into Eagle River, I was somehow miraculously saved. But I ended up catching a cold that seems to knock me around the world and back. I feel dizzy, my ears are ringing, my throat burns, and my head is on fire.
The worst feeling, definitely.
But I will recover. I have to recover by this afternoon. I have to meet with the most ill-tempered witness imaginable. But I know that he will be able to help me with him. Somehow. At 2:43 p.m. Right. Are you sure you are well enough to be doing this? You still look a little green in the face. Or maybe Viridian in honest speak. Actually, my fever has gone down quite a bit. How's your temperature now? Only 102.2 degrees, nothing to worry about.
Oh my god. That blew out. That blew out the.
Sorry about that.
Oh.
Anyway, I read today's trial record. You weren't bad, Edgeworth. Pretty impressive despite the circumstances. We're not in the clear yet. The main point of contention tomorrow is going to be the murder weapon. Yeah. In the end, the Shichishito did not deliver the deadly blow, which means there must be another sword hiding here that I don't know about. Another sword, huh? Don't you worry about a thing, pal. I'll dig up the murder weapon myself, or I'll eat my coat. Thanks again, Edgeworth. I'll handle things from here. And that's probably for the best. Actually, I was thinking about paying an old precinct a little visit. There's something I want to look into. And that is our client's background, naturally. You mean Iris, sir? You better start eating, Gumshoe.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that we've met before. All I want is confirmation, one way or the other. And since I probably won't be getting that from you, I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I bid you adieu, right? Take care. Goodbye, Edgeworth!
Bye!
Guess I should get moving, too. Why? Do you need to be somewhere? Yeah, I've got to get to work on this bridge, pal. I'm bringing something up so we can get across to the other side. Oh, that's right. Maya's still stuck over in the inner temple.
Oh, shit.
But don't you worry, pal. As soon as it's all set, you'll be the first to know. Thank you, Gumshoe. No problem, pal. Just try not to give me that cough of yours, okay? All right, I'm off. Hang in there, Maya. We'll get you out. I promise. But in the meantime, I've got to continue collecting evidence. So we can go to Heavenly Hall. Let's check that out first and see if we can talk to fucking what's-his-face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Larry.
Looks like no one's here. Larry! Laurice! Oh, sure, he'd be hiding in here somewhere. I guess I'll try again later.
Alright. No, not much here.
There's not much here.
So, back to the main gate.
Oh, that's wrong gate. That's Heavenly Hall. I need to go to
Main gate. That's Larry.
Come on, please! It's for art's sake, I swear! There's only one guy I know who would be this persistent and high strung. I'm talking about the heroine here. The heroine in my book. It'll make you famous. Ah! Oh my god!
Enough! A fool's fool, who foolishly accepts foolishness for the fool's fool! Wouldn't you agree, Phoenix Wright?
Huh? Me? Wait a second. I know you. You're a... Ow!
Your reflexes and mind need to shape up.
My brain's frying like a sunny side up, and you want me to grill? And you want to grill me over a name? Francie, you can't do that. Even as we speak, Nick's on the brink of death, or so I'm told.
Whip a dead horse. Isn't that one of your American sayings?
No, it's not. I'm not on the brink of anything.
You're 102 degrees, buddy.
Come on, Nick. Tell her, would you? Tell her she needs to model for my new picture book, Francie's Whippity Whip Trip. Ow!
Before you ask me to model, learn to give at least semi-coherent testimony.
And before that, you'll have to learn how to live a semi-coherent life, Larry.
Oh.
I don't care what anyone else says. I'm telling the truth. I saw what I saw. She flew, I'm telling you. Whoosh! Just like that. Just like that dude with the red underwear. Superman. But don't think I'm gonna forgive you guys when you come crawling back to apologize.
Flogging a dead horse always works.
Yeah, allegedly. Off he goes.
Huh. It's amazing how little has changed with you in the past year, Phoenix Wright.
Oh Jesus, do we want to talk to this girl?
You're gonna have to. Have you... Oh, sorry, that's you.
Have you been in Germany all this time?
That's right. Extending my perfect win record, naturally.
Oh joy, sounds like she hasn't changed a bit. Has it really been a year since we first met?
I am Franziska von Kammer, the prodigy.
I see.
I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge.
Franziska was born and raised in Germany and became a prosecutor at age 13. Her father was a legendary prosecutor, Manfred von Karma. She had a perfect win record for 40 long years. He had a perfect win record for 40 long years. But now, he's gone from this world.
Oh,
so,
he's
yeah,
hella dead, yeah.
He dead.
So murder is a capital punishment.
Yeah. Don't tell me you still hold a
sorry.
grudge against me because of what happened to your father?
Phoenix Wright, you will fall before me, this I promise. But it will be for my sake, not for my father's. Are we clear?
Yes, Crystal.
I will fuck you up because I want to.
I will kick your ass because I'm better than you, essentially.
In truth, I was shocked. I came back to America with the intention of defeating you. Instead, it was my little brother who was leading the defense.
That's why she's just like, I don't care about what my father is what my father have done. You and me have beef because I want to be the better attorney.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just like, I understand my father's a criminal and has paid for his crime. That is what we understand. So don't get it twisted here. I'm here to kick your ass. This is personal between me and you, not my father and you. I'm not my father's patsy. Yeah. Edgeworth. Come to think of it, Edgeworth was pulled into being a prosecutor by Manfred von Karma as well.
Miles Edgeworth told me something very interesting, you know? He says this case has a special significance to you.
Because it does.
And that is precisely why I'm here. Your personal involvement will make crushing you into teensy-weensy pieces all the better.
It's probably the fever, but she's so openly hostile that it's almost kind of cute. Ow!
No smirking!
No whipping the sick!
That foolish fool! Doing such a foolish favor for such a foolish fool!
Edgeworth.
Make no mistake, Phoenix Wright. I came here for one thing and one thing only. To pulverize you.
It's not like I thought you were here to bring me Cold Killer X, you know. Funny reference. That reference is, from the number 2.
Yeah.
Just
Actually, no, the beginning of this.
It's the beginning?
Yeah, because you start this game with
defending Phoenix, right?
Phoenix's trial. And being poisoned with Cold Killer X.
She sure loves that word, foolish. Yeah,
foolishly foolish fool, foolishly fooling fools. I went over the whole case file on the flight over.
You read the whole thing?
Yes, every last word of every last sentence of every last paragraph. All the ridiculous things you did made it a very interesting read, you know. Attempting to cross a burning bridge. Did you ever consider the dangers?
No. The only thought I had in my mind was, I have to get across.
A fool doesn't think, is more foolish than a fool who foolishly thinks.
Gumshoe said he'd let me know once the bridge was repaired. Maya, she's got to be okay, I just know it. Plus, I need to ask her about what really happened at the inner temple that night. Oh, I think that's all we're gonna get from her, but because she's not gonna give us anything more.
Probably not.
She might give us some information on some profiles, though.
Maybe.
Yeah, Godot. Yeah!
I refuse to help you, Phoenix Wright.
I should have known to try. I should have known better than to try.
Alright, how many times are you willing to get whipped?
Enough.
There's actually nothing else to get out of her.
No, she'll whip me.
Yeah, there's nothing else to get out of her.
Maybe I just like being whipped. Maybe I just like it. How about that? Just like it. Into the main hall.
Into the main hall.
All the things you do.
I mean, we already know that Miles does not object to the whip.
That was one long sigh. Hey. Sister Bikini? Oh my, I didn't know you were here. How you doing? You don't have to pretend to be in a good mood for my sake. I suppose I've made a terrible mistake terrible mess of things, haven't I? I let Mystic Elise die, then there's Iris as well. Mystic Elise? Now that I think about it. There's an acolyte stuck at the inner temple, and that poor little girl's gone missing too.
Yeah.
What little girl?
You
You don't mean Pearls, do you? Yeah, I'm afraid I do. She hasn't been seen since the morning after the incident. Pearls? She's missing? Why didn't anyone tell me about this?
Because you'd be up and worrying.
Yeah,
You need
I'd be rest. I must be getting old.
Rest.
I think I've seriously lost faith in myself. What are you talking about your performance at the trial today? You believe me, don't you? I'm not a liar, never lie. I know what I saw. Iris pulled that sword from Mystic Elise's body that night. I was certain of it. At least, I was until this morning.
She keeps calling her Mystic Elise.
Yeah, even though technically she's just a book author.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't see any psych locks, so she must be telling the truth. So why are you here? So why are you so unsure of yourself all of a sudden? You know that artist who testified after me? I saw Iris flying in her white hood. I saw Iris flying. Her white hooded fluttering. I felt like I might start flying myself.
Myself.
When I saw that man testify so fervently about something so impossible, I started to wonder if I had acted just like him when I was on the witness stand. I wouldn't take that guy too seriously. He's an artist, but all he draws is trouble. Nothing else. So funny. If both Bikini and Larry are telling the truth, that can only mean one thing. They both didn't see what they think they saw. On the night of the incident, you met Iris at the inner temple. Is that correct? That's right, I'm sure it was Iris. But Iris claims that she was in her room in Tazukura Temple. I knew I shouldn't have come back here that night. But because you did, Maya is stuck all by herself at the inner temple. I'm so sorry. The drafts in that place are nothing to shake a stick at. Winters especially bad. I'll bet. The training hall looks like it's about to fall down any second. Eagle Mountain has already been prone to earthquakes, just so you know. Earthquakes? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the next big one levels the training hall.
Oh my god.
We gotta get Maya out of there, fast. But still, there's no need to worry. That area on the other side of Dusky Bridge is isolated like an island. It's like an island? How so? Well, the only thing on that side of the bridge is the inner temple. No one lives out there, and it's surrounded on all sides by a river or the forest. I see. So a criminal would be trapped. Should they choose to flee in that direction. And as long as the bridge is out of commission, he or she will have to stay there. That means Maya could be stuck out there with the murderer, and no way of escape either. How dare! Yes, I suppose it does. Please, Gumshoe, get that bridge up faster.
Oh no.
I'm curious about a few things if you don't mind answering some questions. Oh, do you need to know if my measurements for your investigation or something? No.
No,
I
please
just want to know a little bit more about the victim, Miss Elise Dunham. I'm afraid I don't know her waist size, or her bust size for that matter. No, I'm wondering why she came to stay in a place like this to begin with. I mean, she told us herself that she wasn't here for the spiritual training. My, you make it sound like this place is some sort of dump, Mr. Wright. Mystic Elise was here to soak in the natural beauty of Eagle Mountain, if you must know. There, you did it again. Sister Bikini, I notice you always refer to Miss Dunham as Mystic Elise. Yeah, now, why is that? After all, she's not here as an acolyte. We address our visitors as mystic. It makes their experience feel more authentic. Anyway, she's older than me, so you must respect your elders, you know? How do you know that? How can you say for sure she's older than you? Oh, she's like locked.
Oh, you know something.
How big are these
Oh,
locks?
pretty significant.
Oh, that's a lot of locks. Shit. Indeed.
There are a lot of big secrets in this case.
Seems like Miss Elise Dunham was no ordinary visitor after all. And there's Pearls. She was with Miss Dunham on the evening of the murder, and now she's vanished.
Phoenix would notice that because
He's surrounded by the
mystics for
mystics.
one,
And
but
then Pearl.
Pearl's mother drilled it into him to refer to Maya as Mystic Maya.
And then Pearl's drilled it into Phoenix to call Maya Mystic Maya. Remember? So
Because
no, we call her Mystic Maya, right?
You give her the respect she deserves as the master, as the coming master that she will become. I don't care.
Master of the Karain.
Yeah, I don't care if you're good friends with her. You show her that respect. So to hear someone call someone else mystic so casually, so easily, it's like there's a reason.
It's all got to be connected somehow. I don't think we'll be able to do anything yet.
Not that, but Pearls.
Why did Pearls have to get mixed up in this mess? Please, Mr. Rat, I know you're worried, but try to keep it together. Oh, man. My head's throbbing so bad, it's killing me. Pearls, she was with Miss Dunham on the night of the murder. Pearls, she was with Miss Dunham on the night of the murder, remember? Yeah, but I have a temple to run, so, I was busy preparing for her training. I didn't see the little darling even once after we finished eating dinner.
Bikini tossing around titles like it's the University of Phoenix.
The murder. It didn't take place right in front of her innocent eyes, did it? According to the detective, she hasn't turned up at her home either. Come on, keep calm. There's one place left where Pearls would be. She just has to be there. She has to be back at the office. Come on, Gumshoe. Tell me you'll be done with the repairs soon.
Or she could be across
the Or she could be across the river, yeah. In the office. Obviously, if she'd be in the office, we know. Okay, I think that's all we have for now. Can we present anything valuable? Maybe the hanging scroll? Yeah. We haven't asked her about this.
Yeah, no one.
Huh! Well, look what you found! That's the master of the Kurain channeling technique, Mystic Misty Fae. So this woman is Maya's mother, huh? It's been nearly 20 years since Mystic Misty disappeared. Apparently she intended to pass the torch on to her daughter. Her daughter? Don't you know who her daughter is? Well, I myself am a partner branch of the Fae clan, so they're related. But even I'm not privy to that kind of information when it concerns the main family. But he doesn't seem to know Maya's standing within the Fae family. Maybe we'll present her profile. No, she would know about Mia.
Yeah, why would you present Mia?
Just in case you knew, but because Mia's technically the first in line. If she had died and they had wouldn't that be known to the branch families? But anyway, she's a very important visitor, you know, an honored acolyte. She is. Do you know her or something? The thing name is synonymous with the Karain channeling technique. Therefore, she must be a spirit medium of great power indeed. Looks like Bikini is in the dark. She doesn't seem to know about Maya. She might be
Karain. Several generations removed. Branch family. It's like, yeah.
It's all my fault, isn't it? It's all my achy back's fault. Now Mystic Elise is dead and the acolyte is trapped inside in her temple. And that poor little girl's gone missing too. Missing? I hope that's all that is. Oh dear, I've got to train to withstand more pain, don't I?
Yeah, there's not much left here.
How can I ever make up for this? Make up for what? For allowing harm to come to such an important person. Oh, so I was right. Miss Dunam wasn't just any old visitor here. Please tell me what's going to happen to poor Iris. If she were to be found guilty, well, I wouldn't accept it. But your testimony, Sister Bikini. I can't help my testimony. I saw what I saw. It's up to a pro lawyer like you to deal with the problems like that. That's Cousin Bikini. Mm-hmm. What a disgraceful young man. You finally see through him, huh? How could he sit there and claim he really saw what he drew in that picture? Although that portrait he did of me was rather flattering, I must say. Still, it's not like Larry to make something up that might get a woman he likes in trouble. There's more to that sketch of his than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. Francisca, maybe Edgeworth? No. You must be very happy to have such a fine mentor. Mentor? No, he's just a friend. Oh, you naughty devil. I was the Joker, aren't you? Anyway, he seemed like a lovely young man, like the kind you could always count on. Yeah, it's kind of depressing how much faith she has in him. That's about it.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
We're gonna have to go talk to, we have to check the crime scene out, I guess. That silhouette gives me flashbacks to the Clarabella Lansing incident.
What is that?
Google it for me, woman. This is where Sister Bikini witnessed the incident. It's hard to imagine though that it's hard to imagine she was lying on the stands, so maybe there are some clues that have yet to be found. Maybe. The Shichishito. It's right there in Mystic Ayumi's hand. But it was proven in court today that it wasn't the murder weapon. Given the design, it must have been used for some pretty gruesome things in the past.
It was a Aloha Airlines flight with one fatality where the airline flight attendant, Clarabelle Lansing, was ejected from the plane.
Oof.
And there's apparently a photograph of it.
Or for like getting ejected from the plane? I'm assuming a door opened up and she vented out.
Possibly.
Yeah, the depression probably shot her out. Given the design, it must have been used for some pretty gruesome things in the past.
Yeah, it was the decompression.
Yeah, the decompression threw her out. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's the depression, the sudden depressurization.
Yeah.
Ripped the roof off of the plane, and obviously because she's not a passenger, she's not locked in. Boosh! Yeah, it shoots her out. Miss Dunas.
I mean, in turbulence, they should all be
locked in. Yeah.
Locking in, but it might have been just at that time.
Yeah, she had a bad case of. I was not locked in at the time. I just. Yeah. Miss Dunam's staff. I definitely remember there being a crystal sphere attached to that staff. I guess Larry eventually found the sphere near the foot of Dusky Bridge, but what was it doing all the way out here? There's a whole... Hold on. They get quite a bit of snow up here on the Eagle Mountain. Around here, skis aren't for fun. Skis aren't just for fun, they're tools for getting around. But the sled, well, that's gotta be for Bikini's own personal entertainment. Come on, give me that ladder joke. The main gate... Oh.
Nope, without Maya, there's no ladder joke.
There's no ladder joke. It was impossible that Dunam was pushed over by the ladder. That's true, it could have happened that way. There are a few of those stone lanterns scattered on this courtyard. Without the city glare to compete with, I imagine they would seem a lot brighter. I guess Sister Bikini must light them now since Iris can't be here. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any additional facts. This building up here is the main hall. It was where we were staying. It's just kind of funny because it was built on a very steep slope. So if you enter from the main gate side, the rooms above me are on the ground. Apparently, Miss Dunham was staying in the corner room. I guess that's when that's where she was pushed from that night, allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay, there's nothing else here, so I guess we have to move on.
Back in the hall.
Oh, what the hell?
Hey.
What's that jarring and inconsiderately loud yelling? So this is where you've been keeping nice and warm, I see. Detective, have you finished the bridge? Yeah, I did. I told you I'd let you know. Well, then I'll come along with you and... Sorry, ma'am, no unauthorized entry. Access is restricted to people involved in the case. What was that? I am involved, aren't I? You couldn't get much more involved than me. Well, yeah, but that's not what Ow! Everyone's here, it's the whole crew.
Oh, it's been a while, Scruffy.
It's Miss Montgomery! He just falls over. No!
Sister, please, leave the investigation to me.
Ma. Well, you certainly seem to have everything under control.
I am on your side. I do not want anything you do not want. I won't do anything you don't want me to.
Hello, Nestor 11811. Let me know what happened to Nestor 1 through to 11810 in the chat. I like to know. Usually it's between murder and eaten.
Murder and cannibalism.
Murder and cannibalism seems to be the top two.
Break that tie. Go for the... What was it? Go for the third vote.
Yeah. Go for the independent vote. As you work to pin the guilt on Iris?
What are you daydreaming about, Phoenix Wright?
Ow! That hurts, you know?
Silence! I, Franziska von Kammer, will personally guide you through your investigation. So you will follow me.
She's not seriously going to follow me around, is she?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, jeez. Hi, jeez. I don't want to go to court. What am I doing? I was wondering if I get a stepladder joke from her.
No.
Wouldn't that be funny?
That would be funny. But
It's called a stepladder, right? Figure it out.
Is there anything to talk to with her?
No, we have the lock, but we don't have any information.
Okay. Head
Back to the
out.
Main gate to
the bridge.
suspension bridge, and then suspension bridge to
Yeah, because he just said that the inner temple
the inner temple is not open. Yeah. Hitting anything at terminal velocity is pretty much hitting concrete. Let's see.
Yeah, if she blacked out and her body was limp, there would be a...
yeah, I heard a lot of that.
There's a lot of stories of that, of like...
People blacking out or just going limp before they hit impact, and then
because your body doesn't tense up, so you don't get that full, like...
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you're limp, it goes to your body easily, but if you're rigid...
Your body absorbs
the muscles will tear through you fast.
Yeah.
A lot worse, yeah.
Yeah.
It also kind of reminds me of the, what's it called? The, episode of King of the Hill when Peggy, like... Big Peggy's chute doesn't pull when they're doing skydiving, and then she just fucking hits the floor when she hits it.
Oof.
Yeah. Too many alternatives. What do you mean alternatives? What are we talking about here? I said that I have 70 associates, and Tony says that was too many. A Spider-Man cosplayer claiming there are too many alternatives. What even? Multiverse much, Spider-Man? Don't you judge me.
Anyways.
Things have certainly become a lot more hectic than before.
They must have commenced with the investigation. Oh, Mr. Nick!
That voice. It's Pearl! Pearls!
Oh, Mr. Nick! Mr. Nick!
She's okay, thank the Lord. So you were here ever since that night?
I was so lonely. I thought I was going to die. When I woke up in the morning, I saw that dusky bridge was gone. I realized I was all alone.
She was all alone?
It must have been very trying for your little girl. Oh, I am Franziska von Kammer, the prodigy. There's no need to worry now that I am here. You're the prosecutor who was mean to Mystic Maya last year. Well, like you. You're nothing but a little girl without your whip.
I don't like you. Look, oh Jesus.
Mystic Maya didn't do anything wrong, but you were so mean. I'll never forgive you.
It looks like Pearl's words are getting under her skin. Give Pearl a hug and never let her go. Ow! Why are you whipping me? I didn't even say anything.
You didn't have to. The smile on your lips give you away.
Anyway, Pearls, weren't you with Maya?
I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
Huh? What are you talking about, Pearls?
Mystic Maya!
Hey, wait, Pearls! She just ran off! Ow!
That was cruel, Phoenix, right? To make a little girl cry like that is inexcusable.
The way Pearl's ponytail twitches like her cat ears when you speak to her. Yeah, she's like
so
because
cute.
it's the heart, right? So it'll,
So I have put my hair up in a bow like that before, and like because natural hair is bouncy enough, it
will bounce.
It will bounce. If she moves, it will bounce, and it's adorable.
What was that all about? Pearls is acting like it's giving me the creeps.
Maya's dead.
I guess I'd better take another look around since I finally got a chance. Especially since something about this place seems different from 2 days ago. The furnace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the furnace, right? No, actually, the furnace and the cord.
Uh-huh.
There's no cord here.
Uh-huh.
What?
Phoenix writes.
Would you stop calling me by my full name like that?
Was this once a prosperous port?
A port?
Yes, that metal hook is mooring post for boats, you know.
Oh, that. That's an anchor for one of the wires that is used to hold up the bridge. I think that wire was tied to this. I think the wire that was tied up to this one probably snapped when the bridge burned down. I mean, there's no way there was ever a port all the way up here.
Don't get smart with me, Phoenix Wright.
But I didn't say anything.
There's an invisible cat behind me.
There's a weird smell coming from that incinerator. The door's also open, almost like it's begging me to look inside. Well, let's see what stunning clue is concealed in here, shall we? Huh? It's empty.
How naive of you, Phoenix Wright.
But it's a bit strange, don't you think, Francisco von Karma? I seem to remember... Yeah, being close. So it was used.
Yes.
There was snow on this incinerator the first time I saw it. And then you can see the cord as well, yeah. In other words, someone's been using it to burn something recently.
Listen, Phoenix Wright. It's impertinent to call people by their full name.
I was only copying you. How dare you call me by my first name, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I don't understand what I'm doing here anymore. Let's check the training hall. Oh, it's locked.
Uh-huh.
With a psych lock? And someone puked up all over this. No.
What's wrong? Why are you so quiet?
Maya, she was supposed to be here in the trade. She's supposed to be here she's supposed to be here training.
Yet it appears she's nowhere to be seen. Interesting.
What's that? That strange lock. It wasn't there 2 days ago. And the whole room is giving off some strange vibes. Play the cat.
They're fighting through the screen. There's one cat in front of the screen and one cat behind.
Huh. This door. When I was here 2 days ago, that weird lock wasn't on it.
Those chains. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside the cavern. I've never seen quite a lock like this before.
I have. I've seen locks and chains just like this before. They look like the ones that guard the person's secret during a psych lock. I wonder if the lock is guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern. How poetic. Now, this is new.
Yeah. What do you think this yellowish poster is, Phoenix Wright?
It's a scroll, not a poster. It's a picture of a woman who's actually...
A woman? I don't see any woman here.
There's a different atmosphere in this room since the last time I was here. No, it's not just a different atmosphere. It's a different smell. It's... gravy?
What's the matter?
The scroll. It's been completely covered in gravy. man.
Ah, yes. There's a very appetizing smell in the air.
Let's see here. Was it go get it back here? I don't care how many welts. If I were whipped enough times by that German bleached hair bitch, I would take her whip and start hitting her with it. Good luck. She's German. And then resort to slapping because you have no idea how to use the whip yet. Have you not seen the incident where like not Phoenix? Was it Indiana Jones first uses his whip? I think it's an old. It's an old. Either a pre-scene, like a flashback, when he uses the whip, it like whips in the face and cuts slip open because he doesn't know how to use it, right? Yeah, if you don't know how to use the whip properly, it will hurt you. And if you don't use a proper whip properly, it will cut into your skin.
But gravy is a type of sauce. So when you run out of paint, you Americans use gravy as a substitute, I see.
No one does that. For starters, it stinks. This must be the gravy that we had with the roast on the night of the incident. But why would anyone do this? Why this scroll? My son is elegant, I swear. The cat almost like slid off the table.
I think that's gumshoe.
What took you so long? Nope, that's not it.
Oh.
I thought even you'd manage to get here faster than this, Mr. Trite. What the hell? Prosecutor Godot? I didn't even know you were here.
Prosecutor?
How come you didn't show up at the trial today? Huh. I could ask you the exact same question. Huh? But I had a cold, so I had something slightly more important than a common cold to deal with. The importance of which is something you have no hope to ever understand.
Enough. I believe I have some measure of you.
Yeah, right? The
You're
Cyclops.
the very worst kind of prosecutor. What could be more important than a trial?
Who's the wild mare, Trent? This is Miss Von Karma. She was the acting prosecutor in your absence today. Well, I guess I owe you one then. But you can go now, princess. It's time for the big boys to take the reins.
Just who do you think you are? This case is my...
Hey, Philly. Know your role and shut your mouth. I can't stand women like you. Whoa!
Whoa.
River Phoenix, do the scene of the whip.
You need a cup of coffee!
You need a nap! A bit much. He has no huff for vile women. Like evil women. I can't stand women like you. I'm only going to say this once, Lady von Wippenberg. Go home.
Phoenix, right?
What are you hitting me for? You deserve more cracks of a whip than that, right? What? You still don't get it, do you? You don't realize that you've set something in motion that you'll never be able to undo. There's something different about Godot today. I'm getting such a strong sense of something from behind the mask of his. Is it anger or is it sorrow? He's got a deep, mysterious past. You had some important business, and that's why you weren't in court, huh? So what was it? I've told you once before, but perhaps you don't remember. I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you.
So you went back to hell?
Yeah, you see, Trite, I've experienced something most have not. Death. You died? Of course. Being extradited from hell is a tedious affair. The meticulous regeneration and adjustment of all your internal organs is, well, let's just say modern medicine allows us all to live to a ripe old age. Even someone like me. So you mean that mask you wear is this ugly device? I promise it's not a fashion statement, my unenlightened friend. Without this, I can't see your frequently dumbfounded face. I didn't know. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. Still, I keep this worn out piece of junk of a body going. Still, I keep this worn out piece of junk. I keep this worn out piece of junk of a body going with a regular servicing.
I'm sorry, but you say you experienced death. How is that possible? What happened?
Oil changes, yeah. Why don't you ask him? Huh? Me? Yeah, right? You should know all about it. You know when my life ended, and who ended it for me. He does.
Well, Phoenix, right? Do you?
I don't know what he's talking about. Although, to be honest, I do feel a little tug at the corner of my memory. I think I do know about Godot. I think I do know how about... I think I do know how... fucking A.
I think I do know about how Godot was killed.
I think I do know about how Godot was killed.
There you go, you got it.
I'm tired, it's getting late. My jobs are getting better. It will all become clear in due time. Isn't that right, Trite? Earlier you said I've done something that I can never undo. What do you mean by that exactly? The inner temple here on the side of the Dusky Bridge is an isolated island. That's what Sister Bikini said too. And I wondered, Trite, do you know what the police are doing here today? What do you mean? They're searching for any trace of an acolyte who went missing. Missing? As leader of the search party, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. Maya Fey is not on this side of Dusky Bridge. Huh? But that's impossible. She came here that night and... I won't say it again. The chances of her being here are nil. Excluding, of course, one very unique place. One? Where's that? The Sacred Cavern, the entrance of which we are standing at right now. This is the only place that the search party hasn't yet explored. So they haven't searched the cavern yet, huh? Be aware though, that the temperature inside frequently falls below freezing. Even if she were in there, the chances of her being found alive are slim at best. No! Which means, Trite, that you sent Maya Fey to her death.
You fool! If that is the situation, why aren't you in there with the search party right now?
You must have blinders on, my equestrian angel. Don't you see the big lock on chains? It's a trick lock. I'm making preparations to open it as we speak. Well, Trite, once again, a woman dies because of you. Once again? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you've forgotten. It was only 2 years ago, after all, when the last unfortunate woman died because of you. Because of me? And do you know who that was? It was Maya Fey's sister. That's right, Mia Fey. Mia Fey? You killed her. No, that's not how it was.
Aha, it comes together.
It was 2 years ago. Mia Fey was pursuing someone, a man. But she bit off more than she could chew. She made a very dangerous enemy. Yeah, that's one case I'll never forget. But I got that guy, personally. Sure, Miss Fey's murderer was caught, but that won't bring her back. Well, no, but you were with her at the time, and you and no one else. And it was your responsibility. You should have protected her. You say Mia Fey was your teacher. Well, then I'd say you've learned nothing, Trite. You robbed her of life, and now you let her sister suffer the same fate. I haven't sentenced Maya to death? No!
Yeah, you can feel that animosity.
Yeah.
This is a personal point. What is this peculiar looking lock? Why don't we just break it open? It would be a simple matter of...
I'm afraid we can't do that. This area has always been prone to earthquakes. If repeated tremors have weakened the foundations of the training hall, any excessive force used to break the lock open would, well, let's just say the inner temple and the sacred cavern would be a thing of the past.
Very well, then dare I suggest the obvious solution of opening it with a key?
Sure, just show me where the keyhole on this trick lock. There's no keyhole? That's right. An interesting puzzle, huh? The person who set this lock is the only one who can open it. Then who was it? Simple, the accused. What? Iris? When an acolyte undergoes training inside the sacred cavern, the attending sister is responsible for locking the entrance. Obviously, the night of the murder was no exception. Maya Fey was to train in here. Sister Bikini did mention it a number of times about that now I think about it. She said that Iris was left in charge of supervising the early stages of the training. So Iris, the accused, is the only one who can open up this lock. I've arranged for her to be brought here now. Iris is the only person who can open this lock. I hope she gets here soon. Hang on in there, Maya. We'll get you out. So, I should be getting back to work. Wait, Godot! How sure about Maya are you? There's no doubt in my mind. She's in the sacred cavern somewhere. That's the only place she could be. You'd better start praying. You'd better pray that a friend of yours brings back the accused here. No, you better pray that that friend of yours brings the accused back here soon. Edgeworth? Listen up, Trite. There's only one thing I want to say to you before I go. I'll never accept you. Never. Oof. Damn, fucking savage.
Ooh.
He is angry.
You should choose your friends more carefully, Phoenix, right?
That's what everyone says. Looks like I don't have much of a choice. I guess I'll have to do what I can for now. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. Should I? Shouldn't I?
Sounds like someone's talking to himself. But where's that coming from? Oh!
Oh!
Yeah, I guess I better wash that off. That's what I'll do. No, but I can't do that. I'm a detective. No, my brain is driving me nuts. Ow!
Is something troubling you, Scruffy?
Please don't whip me like that all of a sudden, sir.
It was merely a simple greeting, a friendly tap on the shoulder, with my whip.
So what's up, Gumshoe? Is something on your mind? How do you know, pal?
Perhaps you were trying to decide if you wanted to wash that off or not.
How did you know, sir? Oh yeah, I nearly forgot. You can't go through that. You can't go through that little gate there, okay?
Oh, why not?
You mean the one that says no entry on it?
Yeah.
I, kinda already stuck in there. Is he trying to be clever or something?
So, what's behind there, Scruffy?
Huh? A kind of, garden-like garden. A garden? Yeah! Anyway, it's under investigation right now, so keep out! I'm not telling you, I'm asking you, pal, you got me? Isn't it normally the other way around? Well, see you later.
Alright, so then I guess I'm going in.
The color red got its name because it's red.
Shall we adjourn to this garden, Phoenix, right?
Of course! What else would we do? I really want to know what Gumshoe was thinking of washing off. Here we go.
Ooh, new
Oh, that's a lot of blood. Oh, this is like the same problem that happened the first time we met Maya. We found Mia's body with Maya's blood scrawled into it. Oh lord.
There's a strange feeling in the air. I wonder what that is.
Strange feeling. Forget about that. What's that strange writing on the stone lantern? Ah! What are you doing in here, sir? I thought I said you can't come in here.
Don't you know, Scruffy? A Von will always show up where there's a clue. And there are plenty of clues to be found here.
But... no.
Circular reasoning.
Do we want to stop here? Is this the halfway point for this investigation?
It will reach a point and then it will pause.
Okay. So how's the Intertemple investigation going? We have the best forensic team in the world working the place.
Forensic team? And what was the outcome of this scientific study?
Nothing! Scientifically speaking, the place is as clean as a whistle.
That's simply not good enough, Scruffy. Do you think I'll let you get away with that?
Uh-oh. Well, there were a couple of things that bothered me when I first got here, sir.
That stone lantern and the surrounding area that's not covering snow, right? Correct?
They look kind of fishy to me, you know, scientifically speaking.
Scientific.
So I got the lab boys to look them over. The results were, it's kind of hard to say, actually. I guess I better look into them myself. About Maya. Oh, did Mr. Godot tell you yet? Yes, we heard. He's got a search party looking out for her. And there's no one else she could have disappeared to on this side of the Dusky Bridge. All we can do is wait for Mr. Edgeworth to get there, pal. Edgeworth? He's escorting Iris, the defendant, over here.
We'll have to wait, since she is the only one who can open the door of the sacred cavern.
Oh, I think Mr. Edgeworth wants to talk to you about something too, pal. Huh? I wonder what that is.
Just don't go expecting any good news when you talk to him. When I spoke to him, Mr. Edgeworth sounded so down. I felt like I was drowning.
Oh,
Sounds unpleasant.
wow. Edgeworth feeling down about something. Edgeworth feeling.
Edgeworth feeling, period.
Definitely worth examining.
Yeah, of course. So there's a little thing I saw here. Is that a
yeah.
cyclops? No. There's a charm or something poking out of the snow. It looks pretty old. There's a leather cord tied to it, too.
Apparently, it belongs to the victim.
Oh, Elise. Elise was here. To Miss Elise Dunant.
Yeah, there was a broken leather cord on the lady's neck. The ends of the cords found on both of the victim and this charm match exactly.
All right, cool. Sounds to me like this little trinket is going to be my ticket to some very big answers. That's the same sigil as the Crane channeling signet.
It is. It may be the same as Master Misty.
What the heck is that?
Uh-oh, you spotted it, huh, pal?
Are you kidding me? It couldn't be more obvious.
It says Maya.
Yeah, before you ask, it's written in blood.
You will answer all of our questions now, Scruffy, without exception.
Yes, sir!
Okay, so we could probably open up another chat here. Also, there's this weird square missing of snow. Well, this is odd. There's no snow on the ground here. And it's almost perfectly rectangle. It couldn't have happened naturally.
Yes, it appears as though someone has carefully cleared away the snow. No doubt it was you, wasn't it, Scruffy?
Huh? No, it wasn't me, sir. I was already like that when my men and I got here to start the investigation.
If it wasn't the police, then who did it?
Oh yeah, there's something I need to tell you. Just between the three of us, okay?
What is it?
It's top secret. You can't tell anyone, got it?
Understood.
Well, when I was a kid, I got knocked out of the local wrestling contest, you see. I was so disappointed, I just picked up my mouth guard and cried all the way home.
Oh.
Man, I got in so much trouble when I left it on the couch.
Is that it?
That's it? No!
Whoever cleared the snow away must have had a reason. Although I can't even begin to imagine what reason that could be. At what point is someone going to arrest her for assaulting an officer of the law? Nobody, because she's a prosecutor.
No one's gonna stop her.
Because she's a prosecutor.
Prosecutor von
There are a
Kama.
couple of torches here. I guess you need all the light you can get up here in the mountains.
Yeah, I was looking at those things, pal. It looks like they were lit pretty recently.
Recently? How recently are we talking about?
As recently as the night of the murder.
Maya was training here on the night of the murder. It's not unreasonable to think that things were lit up at the time, I guess. That seems to be it, right?
Yeah.
There's a
A little well.
little lantern, a little statue.
It is certainly a quaint little garden. Oh! What is this huge bowl here for?
Oh, I know this one. It's a water bowl, isn't it?
Everything else is completely frozen over. But the ice in this bowl has been broken.
That's true. I wonder if it's had any impact on the case.
Oh, well,
I don't know what.
I doused my face earlier with this water. I doused my face earlier in the water with this. I was getting kind of sleepy.
Ugh.
No!
Next time you're sleepy, you need only come to me. Got it?
Contempt of court? That's not gonna happen.
You've seen the court.
All right, let's check if there's anything else that Scruffy has for us. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
because we found a couple of things.
Yeah, to talk about. Stop.
Back.
That's backspace.
Talk.
Oop. Stop it. Blood writing.
Bloody writing.
Maya. So these letters are written in blood.
Yeah, that's what's the worst. What's worst is that it's the victim's blood.
Huh? This is Miss Dunant's blood?
We haven't done a detailed analysis, but it's looking that way, pal.
Yeah, you idiot. You're supposed to keep the scene
scene
pristine.
pristine. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Most interesting. Phoenix writes, I presume you know, don't you? Why Maya's name is written upside down?
You know what? That has me really You know what? That was really bothering me too. But I just came up with the answer, and the result The result of my own special gumshoe investigation.
He's a dorkwad and I love him.
Really? Do tell.
Well, on the night of the moida,
Moira.
the stone lantern was upside down.
Oh, honey, sweetheart. Ahem. Anyway, there's really only one logical explanation to this mystery. Elise Dunham wrote these letters herself, in her own blood.
You must be joking. That's impossible. The writing in the victim's blood and the other clues left behind, it seems pretty likely this garden was the scene of Miss Elise Dunham's murder. At least that's our current theory on how the events took place, pal. Moida! What?
True crime scene.
So Miss Dunham was killed here.
However you want to look at it, that's what people are saying now.
Then what Sister Bikini saw in the courtyard of the main temple was... Well, what was it? If it wasn't the scene of the crime, what did she see?
What do you think, Miss Von Carla?
Surely a special gumshoe investigation would reveal the answer, no?
But wait a sec, the bloody writing and the other clues here.
The bloody clues here. Someone could have easily have set all that up after the murder, right?
Sorry, but that's not an option, pal.
Why not?
How quickly you forget Phoenix, right? Ever since the incident occurred, this place has been completely inaccessible. Because Dusky Bridge was completely burned out.
I was overseeing repairs to the bridge the whole time. No one came over here before me and my men. Which means no one could have planted all this stuff here, pal.
Plus, it was inaccessible by air, which is why they couldn't do an air rescue.
Yeah. I can't even think of a counter-argument to that.
I knew it. I should have washed the blood off the lantern as soon as I got here.
Oh, no.
If this really was the scene of the crime, then I need to figure out exactly what it was that Bikini actually saw.
There you go. There you go.
So we gotta go talk to Bikini.
Probably.
Actually, we haven't talked to what's-his-face yet, have we? Oh, he's not even
Yeah,
here.
it's not here.
Larry isn't here. I guess that's a mixed blessing.
Main gate.
Oh.
There you go. It seems you have a visitor.
Oh, it's Edgeworth.
Mr. Wright.
Maybe she was on the same stuff as Larice. Yeah, God knows. Some special, wacky taffy? What's it called? Wacky tobacco to get the mind spirit going. Iris, I'm really glad to see you. Godot managed to mobilize the police by claiming a state of emergency.
Not him again.
Never mind him. We've got to hurry up and unlock the sacred cavern.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. It's my fault someone so important to you is locked up in there. Mr. Edgeworth, can we finish our conversation later?
All right. Let's hurry to the inner temple then. I'll see you later, right? Ooh, later. Wait, Edgeworth! I'm coming with you guys! Sorry, Wright. I can't allow you to come with us. What? I hate to be the one to break it to you, but Maya Fey is in a rather delicate position. What do you mean by delicate position? This isn't a simple rescue operation, right? It's also an investigation. That being the case, we can't allow members of the public to interfere. Come on, Edgeworth. If anything happens, you'll be the first to know. Please understand, right?
But it's Maya. Mr. Wright.
I didn't even do anything.
Oh.
She cut in like right after. Yeah.
All that matters is Mystic Maya is rescued, correct? And listen to the voice of reason for a change, Phoenix Wright.
From now on, consider anything beyond Dusky Bridge to be off limits. Now, we'll be going now. Excuse me. Ow!
This is no time to be standing around, Phoenix Wright. Are there other things that demand your attention?
She's right. Thanks for reminding me.
It could be the fever talking, but when she's angry, she's a little bit cute.
Wow!
I take it back.
I think this is we can break the case here, right?
Possibly.
Sister Bikini, like she's shrunk some. Sister Bikini looked like she shrunk some since last time I saw her.
Don't be so rude, Phoenix Wright. What's wrong, Sister Bikini?
My, hello, you two. How you doing? From the sound of that sigh, I guess she's still pretty down. Iris was just here, you know, and she was accompanied by that handsome crimson-clad prince. Is she talking about Edgeworth? It was just a courtesy call. I wasn't allowed to talk with her at all. Oh dear, it's all my fault that this has happened. Poor Iris. She was worried about my back, would you believe? What have I done to her?
Only what you had to do, sister. You bravely and truthfully testified about what you saw. There is no shame in that. And we'll see to it that your testimony wasn't made in vain.
Well, I don't hear anyone else saying that. Mr. Bluesuits doesn't seem to share your opinion, I see. Huh? Me? Ow!
Glare.
Yeah, you did great, Sister Bikini. Absolutely spectacular! You two are the only ones who've said that to me. I can't shake the feeling that I've just became a shill to a shrew.
Do you have a problem, Phoenix, right? Actually, yes.
Sure, she was brave enough to testify so truthfully like that. But I know she's still hiding something. I guess it's time to break those cyclocks with her, so we do have everything we need. Present.
Present. Oh, Sister Bikini.
Elise Dunham. Sister Bikini, the truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. I'm convinced that Miss Elise Dunham had a special significance to this temple. As to why she had a special significance, I believe it had to do with her true identity. What are you talking about? She was, Mr. Elise was an author, just an author of picture books. To be honest, I had my suspicions almost immediately after I met her. Suspicions? Yeah, but I didn't have any evidence to support my theory, though. But now I do. This piece of evidence proves Miss Dunham's true identity, and it's
the trinket.
The trinket, yeah, the
Yeah.
Kurain Master Talisman. Miss Dunham had this charm with her at all times. Ah! Where did you find that? This isn't some cheap good luck charm either. Dan, what do you think it is, Mr. Rat? What could a talisman like that possibly mean? It's a talisman, is it? Interesting. Oops! The thing speaks volumes about who Miss Dunham really was. This talisman, and one other item unequivocally proves Miss Dunham's true identity. Do we have the untainted?
Scroll. Hey, close enough. Yes.
Yeah, it still has the emblem, yeah. The painting that is obscured by the gravy stains at the moment. But this scroll shows the master of Kurain channeling technique. The crest at the top is a sign of that honorable title. The very same crest that adorns the talisman the victim carried with her. Ah! This crest is reserved for the master of Kurain. Who on earth told you that nonsense? I've got no idea what you're talking about. The new master, Maya Fey told me. What? You mean that Acolyte is Misty Fey's daughter? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. In fact, since her eldest daughter passed away, Maya is Misty Fey's sole successor.
She's like, oh, I done fucked up now.
Yeah. Mystic Misty! Oh. Well, that was all that needed to break her. She fucking snapped like a wet paper. It's like.
I mean, it's a big secret. But yeah, once you have everything laid out.
Mystic Elise graced us with her presence about a week ago. When she showed me that talisman with the mark on it, well, I nearly fainted. No one had ever seen her since she disappeared 17 years ago after all.
What is the significance of this talisman, sister?
The Kurain talisman? It's a symbol of the master of Kurain. The bearer must carry it with them at all times until their death.
Until their death.
So Elise Dunham was really Maya's mother, huh? Yep, that's right. Elise is Misty Fey. She was Misty Fey, the master of the Kurain channeling technique. The truth comes out at last. It looks like we're making some headway here, which is why she was super shy towards her daughter, Misty, to Maya. She didn't want her to know who she was because she'd been gone for 17 years, right? Now she's super dead. She's really super dead.
Tell me, sister. After 17 years, why did she choose to show herself now?
Because something happened that called her out of hiding. What happened? Well... Oh, earthquake! Oh god, Edgeworth.
Yeah,
Oh shit, Edgeworth! He hates earthquakes!
What's happening?
It can't be.
Earthquake!
Earthquake! Ah! Oh my goodness, the inner temple! This kind of tremor might...
The inner temple!
The secret cavern in the training hall, it might very well cave in. What? Maya!
Edgeworth!
Edgeworth, Maya, everyone! People!
It seems to have passed.
Well, we can't just stand here and do nothing. Let's go!
What? Where?
To the inner temple, of course. Where else? Sister Bikini, we'll finish this later, alright? Of course, you run along now. Everybody but Larry.
Yeah.
People may have been hurt.
Meekins!
Let's get some first aid kits ready. It was Meekins, master of earthquakes.
Count on Zen. Come on, Zen Phoenix, right? They won't bar you from entering as long as I'm with you.
Thank you. Right at that moment, I had the worst feeling in my gut. We just had an earthquake. I wonder if he's alright. The last earthbender, yeah.
You look worried. Are you thinking about Miles Edgeworth?
Come on, let's go.
Oh, man.
We've got to hurry to the inner temple and... Right!
You're okay!
What are you doing here? Ugh. How could I have...
How do you expect us to understand if you don't speak up?
Ow! Hey, why am I the only one getting whipped? She's gone. No! The defendant, Iris. She's gone. Gone.
Gone where?
She fled. She escaped.
What?
Oh, shit. So, it was just now, during the... It's easy to see Edgeworth's one and only weakness, his fear of earthquakes. I should have known better than to escort the defendant alone. As soon as the ground started shaking, everything went dark before my eyes, and
You fucking
I
passed it.
stupidly passed out. Yeah, that incident haunts you to this day, doesn't it? That's no excuse for letting the suspect get away. I can't believe I let it happen. Right, the inner temple area is a dead end, so she could have only escaped to this side.
We haven't seen her.
Then we need a manhunt underway now. No, then we need to get a manhunt underway now. Search Eagle Mountain from top to bottom. Wait, Edgeworth, have you thoroughly checked the inner temple yet? Don't be ridiculous. Why would I? The inner temple is like an island. There's no way to escape but to cross. No, that's not it. Iris isn't the type to run away. Edgeworth, what are you talking about? Sister Bikini mentioned something when we were with her. She said that the sacred cavern might have caved in because of the quake.
Then you think Iris might have gone to the inner temple to check on the situation?
Listen, Edgeworth, I'm sure that she's at the inner temple. A manhunt is not necessary. Right. Let's not waste any more time. We need to get to the training hall sacred cavern now. Alright, let's go. Just choose. She's not the type of person to... She's an honest person. She went to check where people would need her the most, and that is...
Maya.
Maya.
In the training hall.
Yeah. Fortunately, the sacred cavern hadn't caved in, but what we found was something none of us could have ever expected. Are you shitting me right now? More locks. Oh, how? Who? Who would do this? How can there be...
Even more locks.
What is the meaning of this? Do I have to, like, confess something? Iris! Iris, please tell me. What the hell is going on? And that is the end! It's a cliffhanger! Ah! Cliffhangers! Cliffhangers! I know you hate it all, but next time, thank you for joining us for tonight. We will be carrying on with this adventure next week. I know. If you're so inclined, you can play this yourself. But she's like leaving the apostle. She's like the apostle never leaving. She's staying forever and ever. Yeah. So yes, we've come to the end of this stream for Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. The finale
Next week.
is probably next week.
Yeah.
It's probably coming
I'm
next
sure
week.
we'll be able to finish next week.
So tune in next week for the great finale of Trials and Tribulations, and then maybe we can discuss a little bit about what you want to see in the future with bad voice dubs. I'd like to know, because I've kind of run out of ideas, and I kind of don't want to I'll look into maybe doing the next couple of Phoenix Wright games, but I'll have to find an emulator for them. But thank you for joining us here at the Daring Player Squad channel. If you're new to this channel, was very good. Thanks for the stream. No problem.
No
Thank you for
problem.
joining us. We appreciate
Yeah.
you immensely. For those of you new in here, feel free to hit a follow, throw a subscription down, and you can follow us all on our wonderful social media outputs,
And the secret
platforms. You know what I
cat.
mean. Hope Joyce gets better. She's on the mend.
I'm on the mend.
She's coughing a bit, but she's on the mend. Just follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord if you kind of want to put in some, if you want to chat with us on and off stream. The Daring Player Squad channel is 5 people who play video games. We do it most days of the week now. We all have one day to ourselves to play games. So we hope that you come join us on the Sunday, which is our team stream day, which is all of us playing together, and with people in the chat as well, depending on what games that we're doing. Usually it's Monster Hunter for the past few times, mostly because we're taking advantage of the appreciation event that's going on. Join us for that if you would like to. What else do we need to do next?
I don't know.
That's about it.
That's about it.
So, we'll see you next time here at the Daring Players channel. My name's Rashi.
I'm Joyce, and this is Georgie.
And this is Georgie.
Hello.
Hello, George.
You say goodbye.
Goodbye. Here's my butt. You took me to the vet today. I hate you forever. But then that's been the stream today. Again, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.